I won't be number two for long.
Thomas here with Much Props. Going to give you another how-to video. Today I am planning on monsterizing something. I've done that a couple of times in the past with some shoes and a spray paint can and various other things here and there. And I thought, why not do another one? As some of you may know, I am a teacher by day. I teach junior high kids and do the YouTube thing at night. And we recently started back to school in the state of Texas, so I have definitely had school on the brain for the past couple of weeks. And as an art teacher for part of the day, school supplies is definitely on the list. And I can very fondly remember taking all of my pencils and making characters out of them, basically just like carving in little mouths and then drawing on eyes and weird stuff like that, or putting googly eyes on them. I used to do that a lot back in the day, and I thought, why not make that into a foam prop? So today we are going to make a pencil into a terrifying monster out of EVA foam. Let's get to building. Very rarely do I ever sketch out my ideas before I start building these custom type builds, but I was feeling lazy on the couch after a long week of prepping for my classroom and drew a quick little doodle on my iPad while I was chillaxing. I'm using a program called Procreate to do this. This will act as my reference image. I looked up the angles needed to make a hexagon and found that each point needed to equal 120 degrees, so I set my angle cutter from Cause Tools to 60 and cut out 3 long strips that I then divided into 2 even halves. Once I had mine, I traced them onto a poster board to make a template for you, just in case you need a huge stubby pencil of your own. I slathered on some contact cement on all the angled sides and then let them sit for a couple of minutes. When they were no longer wet to the touch, it was time to stick them together. To help with the long straight seams being put together, I aligned the parts on the bottom and pushed the seams together on the table towards each other. After the entire edge was tacked, I closed the angle and pushed them firmly together. Using a flat surface like this can help get those long seams nice and even. In order to make the carved out mouth of the pencil, I needed a good chunk of foam on the inside. I took a 48mm chunk of foam, cut an angle into it so that it would slide into my cavity of the pencil, and began carving out bits to make it look like jagged teeth. Doing it before I glued it in made it easier to get it to the random angles that I needed to make it, so I would recommend doing that before you glue it in. I extended out my box cutter and worked slowly as I gouged out big old chunks of foam. Keep in mind my videos are often sped up 4 to 5 times faster than normal speed, so while I say take your time and go slow, it does look like I'm going fast. To act as the back of the mouth, I thought it would be a fun little detail to make it look like the graphite on the pencil running down the middle, so I carved out a channel in the back of the wedge and superglued in a 48mm EVA dowel. After marking the placement on the inside, I drew a rough sketch of what I wanted the outside opening to look like and started carving it out. This doesn't need to match up precisely with the carving on the inside, you just have to make sure not to carve past your chunk, otherwise you'll have gaps. I suppose you don't have to put caps on the ends of the hexagonal prism, but I wanted to put them here because it was like a support structure so that the pencil wouldn't be too flimsy. To get this pattern, before I added the mouth, I put the pencil down on a sheet of poster board and traced on the inside. You could do the same thing by measuring one side and then doing a little bit of math, figuring out the angles and all that, but tracing it on the inside seemed like the much easier and faster way. Like the rest of the assembly so far, I added contact cement to both bits and then stuck them together. Since I'm gluing it to the inside edge, it's a little trickier, but keep in mind this is foam, so you can stretch it a little bit to help you get it in without accidentally tacking it. To make the pencil tip, I traced a big old bowl that I found in my kitchen and then cut off the center of it. I wrapped it around the hexagonal prism to figure out how much I needed to keep of the circle, and then I cut off the excess. Heat forming it a little with a heat gun will help it retain more of its shape and put less stress on the seam line. Once I have it glued onto the pencil body, I level off the opening and glue down a large EVA comb for the graphite tip. I got this from TNT Cosplay Supply online, as well as the thicker foams that you see me using in the build. The big metal pieces on the end of your pencil that hold the eraser have like this technical name that I had no clue about. It's called a ferrule, F-E-R-R-U-L-E. Yeah, I didn't know that. Learned a new word. Hooray! This is just a cylinder that I'm going to glue to the flat end. Lots of pencils have different crimping details on them to fasten the eraser to them, so I just kind of added ones that I liked. The raised areas on the edges were just 20mm EVA dowel halves. The ridge in the center was me burning some like stripes onto some 2mm EVA foam, and the holes were just me sanding in using a round bit on my rotary tool. Once I got the glue to set up and tacked onto the ferrule, I sanded back just a little part of each ridge to help the half dowel transition across the cylinder and the hexagonal prism. This way I could hide the seam line a little bit and hide the fact that I didn't perfectly center my cylinder onto the hexagonal prism. The eraser is just another big chunk of 48mm EVA foam. I traced the end of my pencil and made the circle just a little bit smaller than what I traced. Then it was as simple as rounding over some edges with the sanding bit and smoothing it over with a stone bit on my rotary tool. I did the same thing to make the eye that you'll see in the next shot. I also added a couple of dings here and there with my rotary tool, and I made a large bite mark on the backside to give some interest to the flat surfaces. After a quick heat seal with a heat gun, it's time for 2 coats of Plastidip. To make things a little easier on painting, I spray painted the base colors of my pencil. Usually I leave this part out of my videos, but I wanted to share it this time. I did some pretty big tape offs to get clean lines on the different colors. After taking all those precautions to, fingers crossed, hopefully save time on the hand painting at the end, I unwrap the tape like it's Christmas morning. It really is one of the most enjoyable parts of a build like this, to see those nice crisp lines when you peel it back. I know any area that may not be perfect I can cover with paint later. The rest of the paint job will be done by hand. I painted the eye white, and while it was drying, added some darker or lighter versions of each color to the bases. My thought was that I was going to go for kind of a cell shading type paint job to make it a little bit more cartoonish. Once all the color variations were on, I painted a weird iris and pupil on my eye, then added black lines to most of the edges with an acrylic paint pen. And we are finished. Here is the end result. I think it turned out pretty cool. Definitely something that would be terrifying as a young child. I made it a lot bigger than I initially anticipated. I made the rectangles to begin with, and after I started to assemble them, I realized, man, I made this really big. So if you need a template for a 26-inch Monster Pencil, I got you covered. Maybe you'll try and make one of these yourselves and impress your friends with your ability to turn some inanimate object that you use every day into something terrifying that you wouldn't want to ever have to pick up because it might bite back. Yeah. Maybe you'll get some.
Yay!
And inevitably, they're going to ask you, how'd you make that? You can give them one of these. Tell them, much props. I'm going to go ahead and sign my name on this video and call her done. So, quick hands. There you go. Yeah, you're going to want to save that. Yep. Oh, crap, I messed up. If you enjoy what I do here on YouTube and want to continue to see builds like this one, please consider joining these awesome people listed here with me over on my Patreon to make a bigger, better, more creative community together.